So first of all, I would like to welcome all of you to this session of Digital Marketing Bootcamp for Teachers. We're going to have 3 full days of excitement and full days of learning. Today, I'm going to teach you basics of digital marketing. How do you start digital marketing from scratch, even if you've never done it before? Tomorrow, my colleague Roshni will come, and Roshni also happens to be my wife and my colleague both. And Roshni will basically take you through content marketing because she's an expert in content and she can actually help you, all right, to do content better. So she's going to take you through the content marketing session. And day number 3, my colleague Neil will come and he'll take you through LinkedIn. And then later afternoon, I'll take some part after LinkedIn is done. So these are 3 full days of learning for you. The timing is going to be the same from 11 to 12:30. In these kind of sessions, there won't be any test. Rather than the test, what we will be doing is we'll be having a feedback session. And towards the end, we'll be actually be taking question answers from you guys. All right. So are you able to see my slides currently? Give me a quick yes on chat box if you're able to see my slides very well. All right. So I believe that you are able to. Fantastic. Let's then kickstart. So first of all, thank you so much for coming over here. It's really a pleasure for me to host you across. Just in case you do not know me, my name is Hitesh Motwani. I own a company called Nostrum Academy and Skillopedia. I launched Twitter in India. I launched Bandhan Bank in India. I work with Mr. Ratan Tata. I'm a digital marketing veteran in the industry. I'm also a corporate trainer. I, in fact, train a lot of corporates. I've trained corporates like Glenmark, Landmark, Ogilvy, McDonald's, and I help them with digital marketing. Also, I'm a non-IIM, a non-IIT guy, but today training at IIM Bangalore. We've trained a lot of corporates. Even I've done a lot of open workshops, not only in India, but Singapore and Dubai as well. And we've trained over 20,000 plus people, trained over 4,400 plus corporates, trained over 100 plus startups. And most importantly, I'm also a mentor with Facebook as well. All right. So today, if you see, we are living in a very interesting time. You know why? Because today's babies are born with internet. They do not know how to operate a remote control. They will not know how to speak, but they will exactly know how to operate a remote control. How many of you guys over here, have seen this? Today's babies are in fact much smarter than babies in the past. Give me a quick yes in the chat box, right? In case you have seen that. Yep. Yeah, yes, absolutely. Like even I have seen that couple of times. And today, if you see, machines are learning, but human beings are hooked onto the cell phone. So, which is why, if you are not digitally ready right now, we might be taken aback in this particular world, right? And not only that, today if you see how the world is changing, people in 2000, okay, when they used to go to a concert, they should just listen to a concert. People in 2020 nowadays, they don't go to a concert for going. They go to a concert for recording the concert. So if you see, everybody of us, okay, is currently using our cell phones and we basically recording every moment, right? And now, if you see today, currently in quarantine, again the new normal has changed. But today, people are getting entertained over devices. They're getting entertained over, mobile phones, laptop, PCs, etc., etc. So digital is the only way if you really want to pave the path for yourself. If you see, the world is changing. The question is, are you? And how many guys over here would want to change with time? You want to personally brand yourself. You want to take your things to the next level. Give me a quick eye on the chat box in case you want to do that. Right? So if you see today, earlier we said the world is divided into BC and AD. But now the world is divided into life before mobile and life after mobile. That's how the world is divided at this point in time. Correct? Now, if you relate to this, I just wanted to type the word I do on the chat box. You can relate to all these things. Okay. If you see, the new way of what the way we watch TV has actually changed. Earlier people used to watch television, and just to change things with a twister or a hanger. But now the television is YouTube and Netflix. Right? If you see, the earlier we used to watch TV shows, we used to wait for a week for the next show to come. But today we have to wait for the next season to come, and we see all the shows at just one go. All right. If you see, earlier we used to remember people's phone number, but now, okay, we do not even remember our own numbers. Correct. If you see, earlier we used to speak on the phone, but now chatting has become the new normal. And if you notice, earlier we used to go to a bookstore, we used to smell the book, we used to see the books with our own hand. But today, the thing has changed, and we only go for ebooks and Audible, right? And we used to listen to a song on a thing called Walkman earlier, but now the online streaming side has replaced downloading songs. We no longer download songs. Everything is written by streaming. If you notice, even the way you book your travel ticket has changed. You no longer have to depend on a travel agent. You no longer have to depend on a bank. Like I don't even know when I last time I went to the bank. And Forget anything else. Even the way we do education also changing. Because if you see company like Byju's and Unacademy, they are much, much bigger than any universities today. And that's how digital is changing. So remember one thing, all the teachers, that you're in the one business, and that business is nothing but just marketing yourself. Also remember something, that the best teacher does not win. The best known teacher wins. All right. So you have to become the best known. You don't have to become the best. It's not about becoming the best teacher. It's about becoming the best known teacher. So how many of your teachers over here would like to become the best known and not just the best? Give me a quick me on the chat box in case you want to become the best known and not the best. Fantastic. Let's move forward. All right. Now the question is, what is digital marketing? So when you use the term digital marketing, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? Can you just put some answers on chat, but let me just read out some answers for you. So internet, social media, Facebook, posters, online internet, okay, e-commerce, marketing through internet. All right. Presence in virtual world. All right, you're absolutely right. So if you see, normally if you see a normal textbook will say digital marketing is to market on a digital device, on any digital device. But that's what you hear in every textbook, PowerPoint, slide. That's not what digital marketing is. In reality, digital marketing is one of the biggest shift in the current scenario. Where if you see, India has gone through three major factors. The first major factor was what we call as the industrial revolution, where we got industries, who basically wanted to go online. The second best factor over here is what we call as globalization. So first, if we see our fathers, forefathers, okay, we used to only work in a manufacturing companies or manufacturing units. Today, things have changed. Today, we have this thing called as globalization, where international companies are coming to India, and we started doing international. And when we did that, when this trade happened between us and them, what typically happened is, everybody now wants to work for an MNC. But today things have changed. Today people want to work independently. They want to work for themselves. How many guys over here want to work for yourself? You don't want to depend on somebody else. You want to start your own thing, right? And that is what I call as a digital revolution. So digital revolution is changing the way things actually work. But today we are working for ourselves. If you see today, I left my corporate job, a very high paying salary in last 3 years back. I decided to quit and decided to basically, and I was a teacher just like you. I used to teach in college. I used to basically teach in institutions. I used to be visiting faculty in multiple places. I used to go to guest sessions. All right. Now my next dream is to just give a TED or TEDx talk, right? And the thing is that, you know, it all was possible to me because of my digital age revolution, where suddenly, things worked in our favor and we started doing digital marketing, which is why I think that every teacher needs to go digital, right? And that's the most important thing. So today, digital is nothing but it's a lifestyle, it's a way we live. And not only that, if you wake up in the morning, how many people over here who wake up in the morning, before you go for a toothbrush, you actually go for a phone? Give me a quick eye on the chat box. Please do that, right? So that's what really happens. People when they wake up in the morning, they don't go for toothbrushes anymore. They go for phones. In fact, there are 7 billion people on this planet. About 5.1 billion people own a cell phone. Only 4.2 billion people own a toothbrush. There are more phones in the world than toothbrushes in the world. All right. The largest country today is not India, China, or or US. It's Facebook. Facebook is the largest country with 2.3 billion people coming online. And digital marketing today is like an oxygen. No business or an individual can survive without it. And today, if you see how digital marketing can help you, it can help you in three ways. Number one, okay, it can actually make you become an influencer. Let's say you want to become famous. You want to start impacting the masses. You can do that with digital. Number two, it can help you become more famous. It can help you to have your own personality online. For example, if you're an expert in a particular subject, you can start teaching the subject for free. And you never know, a bigger education company might just come to you, tell you I want content from you, they might pay you lakhs and lakhs of rupees. That's what happened to me. About 3 years back, I used to keep on doing a lot of seminars, offline seminars on digital marketing. And I used to be a hardcore offline teacher. But one day, one institution, Times Pro, came to me and told me, Hitesh, you know what? We like your stuff. Can you come and make a module for us? And they paid me in lakhs to just make a digital marketing module for them. Similarly, there are institutions now who are looking for teachers. For example, there's a company called White Hat Junior. There's a company called Unacademy. They want teachers in different subjects, right? And if you're able to, but even if you're not known, you're just sitting in a silo, they would not come to you, right? So if you want to be visible, you need to be out there. You need to be start doing things, okay? And ultimately, you have to understand that you have to get better at doing these things. There's no other option. And you might also get a better job because of your marketing. Because once you're famous, everybody wants to work with you. Everybody wants to be with you. That's what the thing is. You're correct. Even Khan Academy, absolutely. Now, why digital marketing? Right? Digital marketing, because number one, it is cheap. Right? You can start digital marketing with as low as 100 rupees and even free for that matter because you already have your audience. Number two, it's got precise targeting. I can target my people precisely no matter wherever they are. All right. That means, let's take if I want to target people studying in a particular institution, I can target them. I want to target people who are students from the age of 8 to 10, I can do that. Just if you want more people for your tuitions, you can do that. Right? It's got precise targeting. Number three is measurable, where you can measure every single rupee that you're spending on digital marketing. And number four, it's got high amount of ROI. It's got high return on investment. If you're spending 1 rupee on digital marketing, the chances are, okay, you will get 3 to 4 rupees back. Right? Sorry for the misspelling over there, but don't bother about it. Right? Now, the thing is that digital marketing actually is one of the biggest equalizers. It doesn't discriminate between rich and poor. Okay, that means whether you're rich, whether you're poor, whether you got 100 rupees or a lakh rupees, they both get an equal opportunity to do digital marketing. And that's why digital marketing is very important. Right? So let's understand further. Now, there are essentially 5 types of people in this webinar. All right. So see, the first kind of people are those people who are essentially, who have got no clue what digital marketing is. Like most of you today, you told me that you're completely new, right? But the second kind of people today who know a basics, who know a bit of basic, but have never implemented digital marketing. So I want to understand that which category currently you belong to. Are you in the category 1? Are you in the category 2? Just type 1 or 2 on the chat box. Let me see which category you are currently in, depending on your current knowledge level on digital marketing. You can see a lot of ones, a lot of twos happening. Okay, fantastic. Then number 3 comes where where some of you might be handling some active digital marketing. It means you might be working with the school, working in your college, handling the digital marketing over there, but you just handle one small aspect of it. That means you just handle social media or just keep on making posts or work with student committee to do that, right? And the fourth is some of you might have also tried digital. That means you must have outsourced an agency, you must have done it by yourself, but you got no results. All right. And then some of you, okay, might be an expert in digital marketing as well. So I want to understand that currently which category you belong to. Are you in the category 1? Are you in the category 2? Are you in the category 3? Are you in category 4? All right. And somebody's in the category 5 currently. So, okay. So basically, I've seen that some of you have already given your work to an agency, but you've not got results. So don't worry, that thing will change today. I'm going to show you exactly what mistake your agency makes and what is the thing that you should be doing for yourself. All right. So don't worry about that at all. We got it covered already. Let's go forward. Now, I'm going to show you 5 steps to start your digital marketing journey from scratch. Okay. And how many of you people over here are ready to walk the step with me? Give me a quick ready on the chat box. If you're ready to walk the step with me. All right, I can see a lot of readies coming in. Amazing. All right. Just give me 1 second. So now, let us understand that how do we go about doing things from scratch and from basics. So, what I've done is I've compared the entire digital marketing with various body parts. I want to now understand currently what is the most important thing in your body without which you can't survive. What do you think? What is the most important part in your body without which you can't survive? Blood, Glacier saying soul, exactly. It's a soul. The most important thing in your body is soul. It's not heart, It's not brain, it's not blood, it's not oxygen, it's not cells. It's a soul. Because the first thing that comes in your body and the first thing that comes out of your body is called soul. Now, what is the soul of digital marketing? The soul of digital marketing is this thing called as website. That's the first thing all the teachers should be doing. They all should be making their own websites. Now, can you tell me how many of you teachers over here currently, okay, you have your own website right now? How many people have your own website currently? Okay. And okay, how many of you guys over here do not have the website? Type the word no on the chat box. You do not have your own website. So you should be having a website. I'll tell you how important website is. Let me give you an example over here. Let's take, for example, I go to my main screen right now. I'll go over here. Now there are two things when you want to make a website. Two things. I'm going to show you how to make a website right now. The first thing is what we call is you need to buy a domain name. What's a domain name? Domain name is something which is like you're registering your name. So like suppose when you buy a house, all right, the first thing you do is you need to basically get your domain, right? That's a domain name. So it's like your name from which people start knowing you. Like for example, when you make a company, you probably go for patenting, or you normally go for registering a name of your company, registering a trademark of your company. Consider that to be a domain name. I'll tell you how important this domain is. For example, let's take Ashish Kondekar over here. Ashish Kondekar and me were best friends. One day, me and Ashish had a very big fight. And I told Ashish, you know what, Ashish, I'm going to screw you up. And I go to GoDaddy. And I type over here ashishkondekar.com. Now suppose if I find this website, suppose I find this domain name, the question is, can I buy it? Yes or no? Can I buy it? Now, some of you might be having a website. Some of you might be thinking, okay, I can have a website with a company name, but not a personal name, right? Company, everybody makes a site. But who is the face of your company? It's you who are the face of your company, correct? And if you are the face of your company currently, then in that case, when you go and meet somebody, what is the first thing people do when you go and meet someone? What is the first step? What is the first thing people go and do? And can somebody tell me? What is the first thing people do? I'm there, I'm back. Sorry, so it got disconnected in between, my bad. Okay, so what I was telling you is, what is the first thing, suppose you got a meeting with somebody, suppose some director is coming, or say you got an important business meeting, what is the first thing the person does when you go and meet him or her? Just give me a moment. Yeah, I'm coming to my screen right now. Can anybody see my screen right now? Give me a quick yes if you can. All right. I guess now you can see my screen. Yeah, so what I'm saying is, what is the first thing people do? Suppose you got a meeting with somebody, what are they going to check? They're going to first do a background check about you, right? And suppose in the background check, if they find that your website currently is not visible, or your website is basically, they don't find anything about you online, or they find anything rubbish written about you online, would they want to do business with you? Would they want to work with you? Yes or no? What do you feel? Not really, correct? Which is why all of you should have your website. That's the first thing you should be doing, because you are your own brand. If you don't go and tell people what you do, how would somebody believe you? How would somebody know more about you? For example, when you guys met me for the first time in any of the online sessions, you must have first things first, you must have gone and Google searched about me. When you did a Google search about me, did you find everything written positive on the internet? And did you experience positivity when you heard my sessions? Right? That is what we call as a funnel. It's a step-by-step process. Which is why if you do not have a website, that's what's going to go wrong, right? If you're really serious about yourself, you first things first, build a site for yourself. Build a website. It's not difficult today. You can make a website on your own. So if you just buy a domain name first, so go and buy a domain name with this thing called as GoDaddy. As you can see, I can find Ashish Kontikar 199 rupees. Now, if me and Ashish were not good friends, I took Ashish's website and I wrote anything negative about him, will it impact his reputation online? Yeah, which is why you should do it. Because today's students are smart. What if tomorrow one of the students take your domain name? It is writing rubbish about you. What if you give less marks to them and tomorrow they do mischief with you? Then, which is why it's your duty to protect yourself. You should buy a domain name. Then there's a platform which is an easy platform which is called Wix, Wix.com, which is like a drag and drop builder, and you can start making a site over there. Though Wix is good for starters, it's good for basics, but I always recommend this platform called WordPress. You can also use WordPress to make your website. So you need to buy two things: domain and a hosting. Now Wix is a hosting provider. They give you hosting along with a drag and drop builder. You can start doing drag and drop, and you can start building your website from scratch. So it's good for newbies though. If you're really professional company, I would recommend to use WordPress. All right. So WordPress is very easy. It's very good. Now, when I say WordPress, I don't mean WordPress.com. WordPress.com is a free WordPress, it's a blogging WordPress. You have to buy what we call as a hosting. So hosting is bought from a site called SiteGround. What's a hosting? You can consider hosting to be like a online hard disk. And when you basically like how you store your files on the hard disk, you need to store your files or your computer files or your images in your website onto a particular hard disk which is there on the internet, and that hard disk powers you across everywhere. So two things are required to make a site: hosting and domain name. To type the word in the chat box, hosting domain, HD on the chat box, right? And make a note of this somewhere. And when you buy a domain, when you buy a hosting, you get what we call as WordPress absolutely free. And with that WordPress, you should be able to make your site very, very easily. Because with WordPress, you can do drag and drop, and you can just do a drag and drop builder and you can make it very easily. Today, if you go to a market, anybody will charge you a good amount of 15-20,000 rupees to make a site, which is not much, but you can actually make your own site in just 3,500 bucks by giving 3,000 rupees to a hosting provider and 500 rupees for a domain name. And that's what you require to make a site for yourself. All right. And then they got templates. What are templates? So templates are the ready-made sites. So you can also go to a website called themeforest.com. So themeforest.com is like a marketplace. Like how you got Flipkart where you can buy and sell goods. So ThemeForest is a place where you can actually buy and sell, where you can actually start buying and selling domain names. Sorry, websites, right? So there are developers who make websites for themselves. It's called themeforest.net. My bad. Remember themeforest.net. And this is a paid website. Okay, it's not free. Okay, and with this ThemeForest, you should be able to take a template. Like today, okay, when you go and buy a dress, is that dress ready-made is cheaper, or the dress you make from scratch is more cheaper? What is more cheaper, ready-made dress, or what do you give it to a tailor to stitch for yourself? Ready-made, correct? So you can consider, ThemeForest to be a ready-made website. So let's take if I'm a teacher and I want to make my website, I can just go to themeforest.com and I can simply go ahead and I can put teacher, and I'll get a lot of templates which are for teachers. Okay, and whatever templates I love, for example, you can see Academist is a template. Template is like a ready-made website which is given, and these websites are WordPress websites. It means they are built for WordPress. So you have to choose WordPress only if you're making WordPress. And I can just download this and I can put it on to my hosting, and I can just change content. So I can just change images, change my content, and that's it. My website is ready. So websites can be very, very easily made. Okay, this is a full-fledged ready-made site, and you can just take this site from here and you can just make it with you. So it's not that difficult, but yeah, it requires a bit of knowledge curve. You need to be a bit more technical savvy for doing this. Otherwise, what I would recommend is you go to Wix.com and make it. Wix.com can make your site for hardly 1,000 rupees for the entire year. Are we clear with this till now, people? Yeah. So you can just change this text, change the image, change all these, change the photographs, and you make your site from scratch. That's the first thing you should be doing. First step is to make a site. So as I said, it's like a soul. You require a domain, you require a hosting, and you can use WordPress. And the best part of WordPress is you don't require any coding. Okay, there's no coding required. So unfortunately, there are no free sites, Preeti. Yes, you can make it on Wix.com, but it will come as preeti.wix.com in that case. Okay, so Wix.com is also a drag and drop builder. Okay, just like your any other site, but then the problem with Wix is sometimes Wix can be a bit slow. But as I told you, it's good for beginners. If you want more advanced options, you should go for WordPress. Wix, correct. Wix.com. Yeah. So I'll repeat the step one more time. First step, buy a domain. Second step, you should secure it before anybody else purchases it, because somebody else purchases it, they might not give it to you. Third, buy a hosting. Fourth, your website should be passing what we call as a 10-second test. Now, what's a 10-second test? In the first 10 seconds, the person should exactly know that what are you currently selling to him or her. For example, or what kind of teacher are you? Let's take, for example, if I come to my website, hiteshmotwani.com, and you come to my site for the first time. Let's assume that you do not know me. You have no idea who I am. Can you, by looking at this site right now, can you tell from the website what kind of training I would be providing to all of you? In the first 10 seconds, can you tell me what kind of training will I provide to people? Digital marketing, right? This is what I mean by 10-second test. Whenever somebody comes to your site starting point should be so explanatory that they should know exactly that you're giving digital marketing, you're giving consulting, you're giving maths, you're giving science, you're giving whatever you're giving, right? So you can actually do that. This is what I call the 10-second test. Then nowadays I've seen a lot of people go for very flowery language, but don't do that. Today, the time is to become more simple. The more simple content you put, the better your audience will love you. All right, so no need to put any complicated content. Just put very simple stuff. And also, your website has to be responsive in nature. What's the word responsive? It should work on mobile phone, tablet, desktop, everywhere. So, best part about WordPress and Wix is the websites over here are mobile friendly. You don't have to worry about mobile friendliness at all. And again, one of the biggest advantage with WordPress and Wix is that the website maintenance cost is extremely low, and you don't really have to pay a very higher fee over there. So today, big companies such as Bloomberg, TechCrunch, Star Wars, okay, they all have been made on WordPress. And these are two templates which are available: Theme Forest and Just Free Themes. Just Free Themes will give you free themes. Theme Forest will give you paid themes. You can use these two sites to take a template from here ready-made. Right? I'll give you an example of a website right now. So there's this girl called Nina. She wanted a job in Airbnb. She tried calling up the HR, telling them that, hey, you know what, I want to work with you. HR never spoke to her. They never called her back. They never did anything with her. So what she started doing is she made a website for herself. And she said, hey, my name is Nina. Airbnb is almost overtaking the world. What is missing in Airbnb currently? Why does it matter? And where to start? And can Airbnb move to Dubai today? She actually gave an entire research report to Airbnb. And when this happened, the CEO of Airbnb, actually called her up and told her, I want to hire you. That's the power of a site where you don't go to people. People come to you because you have given them valuable content. Yeah, GoDaddy is very reasonable, Rashika. You can go ahead with it. Just take your domain name from there. Right? Maintenance cost for a website will be approximately, depending on how frequently you update, it will be between 6,000 to 8,000 rupees per month for a website. All right. So just in case, if anybody of you would want to outsource website development work, you can also let our team know, and we can also help you out with that as well. So WordPress.com unfortunately will not serve the purpose because WordPress.com is free and WordPress.com is made for blogs. It's not made for a site. So for website, you need to have an organization WordPress called WordPress.org, and WordPress.org or WordPress.com might not be visible to you. 6,000 rupees is for the entire year for a hosting. So hosting is only for 3,000 rupees. 6,000 rupees per month for maintenance. Okay. So Raji, I'm sorry, but this particular session is not for website development. Maybe we'll have a separate session on website development. We'll tell you everything over there. But I'm just going to give you an overview right now. Even HostGator is fine. Don't worry about it. So as I told you, your cost for making a site is about 3,500 bucks, but you can actually make but people charge you 25,000 rupees. So you can actually make a lot of money also if you learn how to make a website for somebody else, right? And the best part is not very difficult. It's very, very easy actually. So type awesome in case you learned something new today and you got the first step correct. All right. Fantastic. Now let's go to the second step. Second step is you need to also understand how to rank yourself on top of Google searches. So one is okay, good. You knew basically how to make a website. But now the thing is that, you need to also know how to rank on Google searches. How do you do that? So this is what we call as SEO. We normally call this search engine optimization. Now what is search engine optimization? It's simply how to rank on top of Google searches. Suppose whenever somebody is searching best maths teacher, best science teacher, or mathematics tuition near me, XYZ tuition near me, tuition classes near me, then in that case, your website can start coming up on top in the local area. We normally call this SEO, search engine optimization. And when you Google search something, you'll find two results coming up on top. The first one you will see ad written on top. That's what we call as paid ads, or we normally call this search engine marketing. And at the bottom of that, you find SEO, search engine optimization. Let me give you an example over here. Let's say come to Google right now. And suppose if I type over here something like best maths tuition classes near me. So you can see I'm getting ads over here. Elite Tuition, Vice Champs, SwiftLearn.com. This is called SEM. You need to pay for this. Okay. You don't get this for free. But what you see over here, top 10 maths tuition, Mumbai Tutors, Urban Pro, QMath.com, JustStyle.com, Urban Company, Tutors.com. All these things basically over here, Pramila, Mumbai, Maharashtra, home tutoring. This is all SEO. Now, do you think if you come on top on Google searches and if you can start providing your services online, will people come to you and they might buy something from you? Give me a quick yes or a no. Absolutely. Which is why when you make a website, you just try to rank that site on top on Google searches. And that's also extremely, extremely important. So the question is, how do you come up on top? What's the science of coming up on top on Google searches? It's quite easy actually. Let me show you a practical tip over here. I go to this website called superprof.com or this guy called thehometuition.com. Now, why are these sites coming up on top? Why is this Professor Pramila coming up on top? Let's understand that. She's coming up on top simply because if you notice, it's all there are two types of SEO. How many types of SEO they are there? Two types. One is called on-page SEO. Second is called off-page SEO. So type on the chat box on-page and off-page. On-page and off-page. Right? Now what is on-page? On-page simply means whatever is happening on your page. And off-page means whatever is happening outside your page. There's on-page and off-page. Now first understand that Google is not a magician. It would not know that you're a great maths teacher unless and until you tell Google that you're a maths teacher. All right. How can you do that now? By putting keywords. Like if you see today, Pramila has put this keyword out here. Like when I look at Pramila's website over, what she's put over here, home tutoring for standard 5th and 12th standard. Right? Home tutoring for 5th and 12th standard, mathematics by young enthusiastic teacher. You see, she's put this keyword, mathematics and teacher. Because of this, Google figures out that Pramila is a mathematics teacher. Let's understand that how many times she repeats the word mathematics. She repeats the word maths at least 9 times on her website. Let's see how many times she uses the word teacher. She uses the word teacher only 2 times. And let's take classes. If we search for maths classes, classes repeated 43 times on this particular website. Because of these keywords, Google figures out that currently Pramila is a maths teacher. So when you make a site, let's take for example, Reshma makes a site and she says, I am a science teacher. So she has to put, Reshma Dedia, best science teacher in Mumbai. Then she has to put in the heading as well. Reshma Dedia, home tutoring science teacher in Mumbai. Then she also has to put over here that I'm an enthusiastic maths science teacher. I teach things with practical exposure. And if you keep on putting content in a way so that people come to know about you and people actually start valuing you as well. All right. Now the question is, if okay. Now the thing is this pretty easy to do? Just putting keywords. Is it easy on your website? Yes or no? Yeah, it's easy. There's nothing tough about it, right? Let's take for instance that there are 2 teachers right now. There is, let's take Meghna and there is Reshma, 2 teachers. Now Reshma repeats the keyword 10 times and Meghna repeats the keyword 20 times. Who you think will come up on top? Is it Reshma or Meghna? Meghna, because if you repeat 20 times, that's not the case, my friends. Okay, that's not the case. So the thing is that it's not about the number of times you repeat the keyword. There's a parameter in Google. This parameter is called keyword density. What does this mean? In every 100 words, how many times you repeat the keyword? So you cannot repeat the keyword more than twice. So let's take, if Meghna has written a 1000 word article about herself, she cannot repeat the keyword more than 20 times. And same with Reshma as well. But let's take, Meghna wrote 1000 word article and she repeated the keyword 30 times. And Reshma, she wrote a 1000 word article and she repeated the keyword only 10 times. Who do you think is abiding by the rule and who do you think will start coming up on top right now? Reshma, correct? Why? Because she is not spamming Google. So Google does not like spamming. If you keep on forcing Google to rank you, Google will not rank you. Google will only rank you on your credibility. So I'll tell you the rule. This rule is called keyword density. So type on the chat box KD, keyword density. The rule is in every 100 words, you cannot repeat the keyword more than twice. If you repeat the keyword more than 2 times, Google will consider this to be a spam. So how much ever words of articles or how much ever word count of articles you write, let's say I put 500 words, then I cannot repeat the keyword more than 10 times in this case, right? That's what really works. Are we clear with this so far? Type the word clear on chat box and you're very clear with this. Now there are some more factors. Let's take for example, Reshma's website loads in 2 seconds. Meghna's website loads in 10 seconds. Who is better, Reshma or Meghna? Reshma. Reshma's website is mobile responsive. It works on mobile phone, tablet, computer. But Meghna's website doesn't work on all these things. It only works on computer. So again, Reshma is better. Okay. So the thing is that you need to, but the problem is that if Meghna figures all this out, can Meghna make changes? That Meghna knows that her website is loading very slow, her website is not working on mobile phone. Can she make changes? Yes or no? Yes, she can, which is why it's called on-page SEO. So on-page SEO simply means that you can make changes on your site. That's what on-page SEO simply is. Now suppose if you're doing research papers, how many people will do research papers over here? Type the word RP in the chat box. You do research papers. You read academic, right? Same logic applies over there also. Let's take a research on COVID-19 situation in India. You have to put the keyword that COVID-19 situation in India in your title. Then there must be something called tags. Put the keywords over here, right? So you need to keep on putting the keywords at multiple places for yourself so that the things can actually work for you. All right. And then you can actually start looking at things, people pretty well. right? So you have to put your keywords in the title of the research report, in the URL of your research report. You can see the URLs are written over here: home tutoring school, college level mathematics, young enthusiastic teacher, right? You have to put the keyword in your body copy, in the first paragraph of your research report. When you do that, then only basically it can really work, right? So this is what we call as SEO, search engine optimization. So now why SEO is so important? Because it can give you free traffic, give you free visitors coming onto your site. Number one, SEO is free. You don't have to pay a single rupee for that. Number two, it's more credible, all right? Because you're coming on top for your credibility, not by paying Google. Number three, today people trust Google more than they trust themselves. Number four, anyone can come up online, but it requires hard work. Now the question is that what is, suppose Meghna and Reshma, both their websites are absolutely equal. They load pretty fast, they have good content, they got fantastic, research going on over there. Everything is to the mark. If both the websites are equal, then how will you decide which will rank on top? How will you decide who will rank on top then? Okay, there's nothing like catchy one or content, nothing like that. That's where it comes, off-page SEO comes in handy. You know what off-page SEO? Off-page SEO simply means that whatever is happening outside your website. For example, when you go to Uber or when you go to a restaurant, what does the Uber driver tell you at the end of the trip? He asks you to give me a review, correct? Give a 5-star rating. Off-page SEO simply means that it is not dependent on you. It is dependent on a third party to tell you how credible you are. I'll repeat one more time. Off-page SEO is what when others talk about you and you don't talk about yourself. Now, how does the rating work in your website? Is you need to get what we call as a backlink. Okay. Now, backlink essentially is where one website refers to another website, and you need to understand that you need to get a lot of backlinks. So let's take, for example, Reshma over here, okay, is currently is a best friend with Alia Bhatt, and she taught Alia Bhatt's niece. And Alia Bhatt says, if you're looking for maths teacher, the best maths teacher is Reshma. But Meghna over here has got a lot of students, and she tell all her students to currently link and write about her on the internet and say Meghna is the best maths teacher. So let's say for Meghna, 30 students wrote positive about her. But for Reshma, one, Alia Bhatt wrote good thing about her. Whom do you think is more credible among both of them? Reshma or Meghna? Whose website will Google prefer more? Right? It is Reshma. Correct? Why? Is because Reshma got a backlink from Alia Bhatt. She did not get a backlink from somebody else. And that's what we call as SEO. So SEO simply means how do you start ranking up on top of Google searches? That's what simply it is. So for example, what do you need to do in SEO? Let me just tell you what you need to do in SEO. Just give me 1 second. So let's take, for example, first of all, there are two types of SEO, on page and off page. Let's take, I want to rank on top of this word called best romantic hotels around Mumbai. So I need to put the keywords in multiple places. The keyword has to be in the URL, on the heading of my website, on the body copy of my site. So when you make a research report, when you upload a research report, it has to be in all these places. Whatever keyword you want to be ranked for, that keywords have to be there on title, heading, and body copy. So it purely works on keywords, what people search about you, load speed, how fast your website loads, keyword density, in every 100 words, how many times you repeat the keywords. User experience, how good the experience of the person on your site. User friendliness, that means you need to have a friendly UI. Like you see over here, like how we have put over here something like this, that we want to understand, what is the keyword like. And most importantly, okay, off-page SEO. That means what other websites talk about you. So you can see over here, Tripoto, a lot of other websites talking about Tripoto. They got media mentions, they got media articles. So you need to go ahead and list yourself on Just Style, Quora, OLX. Start writing about yourself over there. And start telling that you're a maths teacher, or whatever teacher you are. When you do this, Google understands that you're a maths teacher. They will automatically rank you on top of Google searches. Right? But yes, this is a bit tough. It works on its concept called backlink. All right. This was the second part of SEO. Are we clear with this? Give me a quick yes in case you're very clear with this. Right? So these are two parts of SEO, on page and off page. Now, the third aspect is what we call as social media. So you need to start doing social media marketing for yourself also, because social media marketing is something which is extremely critical. Now, social media, I've seen majority of you guys, the majority of people today in social media, they only go after one thing: likes and shares, right? But likes and shares are not just those only things which are very important, right? It has to be outcome driven. You need to understand that what is going on people's mind. How can you do social media so you can start becoming more popular? Right? And most importantly, you need to also have response management. Whenever somebody talks to you on social media, you should be able to reply back to them as well. And you need to start thinking about conversations and not just campaigns. So the more people talk to you, the better it is. Let me give you an example. The three parts of social media. First part is what we call as creatives. How do you make good design? Second part of social media is what we call as content. How do you write better content? And when you have good creative is your posts, content, what you write, both of these combined actually make successful social media campaign. So for this, tomorrow Roshni will cover this in detail with you. How do you make your good creatives? How do you make your own design from scratch? So she's going to cover that with you tomorrow. So don't worry about it. Right. So just to give you some perspective on this, you need to make what we call as a content calendar. Rather than you thinking about content every day, you need to make calendar. Now, what can content be? Content can be quotes. You can put a theme. You can suppose, how do you brand yourself as a teacher or as a professional? You can brand yourself by putting famous people's quote, brand yourself by putting famous memes or quick tips. You can start giving tips on how to study at home. Start giving online tutorials for free, like the way we did. Get people to ask you questions. So you can solve people's doubt on Facebook, solve people's doubt on YouTube, solve people's doubt on Quora. Right? You can have encouragement post, motivational post. You can do infographics. You can start giving listicles. For example, top 10 things you should do while studying for exam. How do you do stress management? Something of that sort. Correct? So when you do all of those things, that is what we call as a content calendar. So you say, okay, every Monday I'm going to put a motivational quote. Every Tuesday I'm going to put a small tip. Every Wednesday I'm going to put some tutorials. Every Friday I'm going to answer people's questions. So when you make this content calendar, you know what to follow every week. When you do that, your social media will be amazing and fantastic. Do you agree that content calendar can help you organize better? Give me a quick yes on chat box. If you think help you to organize a bit better. Yeah, you should be making a content calendar for yourself. And we're going to discuss about this in detail tomorrow. All right. Now, this is how a content calendar looks like. You can see over here, inspirational quote on every Monday, testimonial on Tuesday, short video on Wednesday, free download material on Friday, sharing a link. So you can make a calendar like this to automate your entire social media. So one of the girls, okay, she was a student. She wanted to get hired in a company. What she did is she made what we call as an Instagram CV. So people today click selfies on Instagram, but she made her CV. She actually said that what does she do? What's her interest? And why should you hire her? Right? So she said that why should a company hire me? These are my interests. These are my job. These are my number of followings. My philosophy is to get the work done very quick. And this CV became viral on the internet. And then suddenly she landed up in a job with this company called Deloitte. And Deloitte hired her for a good amount of money for 20,000 rupees per month, her first job. Do you think this is amazing? What social media can do? So imagine if you do something different on social media, how good you will be. You do have immense power. You got students to share your stuff with you. You should be doing that. Give me a quick eye on the chat box and you start making content calendars for yourself. You start posting content regularly for yourself. Yep, should be doing that. All right. So if we complete the first 3 steps so far, let's do a quick recap. What is the first step? First step was to make a website. Okay. So in website, what you need a domain, you need a hosting. You can also use Wix to make a website. Number 2 is to what we call as SEO, search engine optimization. Right? You need to start ranking on Google searches without paying. You need to be visible. All right. And third is to become famous using social media. You start using social media marketing for yourself. Now the fourth step is to look at analytics, look at data. Right? So how do we do this? How do we look at data? So there is a platform called Google Analytics, from where we can actually, figure out who is coming to your site and how they're coming to your site. Let me explain this to you. So I want all of you to currently go to my website called hiteshmotwani.com. I want you to go to my website called hiteshmotwani.com. All of you log into the website right now. Go from a different device or go from a desktop, wherever you want to go. Go to my site, hiteshmotwani.com. And you can see over here, so currently, as you can see, I've got 114 people on my site right now. Right? Hitesh Motwani. I'll put it for the chat box for all of you. So when you make a website, what typically happens is you can also check your analytics. You can check what's happening over there, how people coming to your site, where are they coming from. All right, you can check all of those aspects. As you can see currently, there are about 141 people on my site currently who are attending my session. Sorry, who are coming to my site right now. You can see over here, 120 people, 150 people right now. And you're on different pages. You're on home page, about us page, contact page, corporate training page, thank you page, different pages, right? And suppose I want to check which location are you from. You can figure out what location you're from. Okay, now I can see over here, I'm from India and one from Singapore. When I click on India, I can also figure out that within India, where you're from Mumbai, Pune, Nagpur, okay, Navi Mumbai, Thane, Ahmedabad, Chennai, Kalyan, Hyderabad, Kochi, and multiple other places, right? So you can actually figure out that where you're coming from, right? And everything is completely automated without anything. So Google Analytics is a small piece of code which you need to put on your website. It's very simple. If you're making on WordPress or Wix, you can integrate it with just one click, okay? And it is absolutely free. So suppose when you're doing SEO, when you're doing social media, ultimately we need to figure out, no, how did you come, like what are people doing, how are they coming from. So this is only live, correct? This is only live. So whatever is happening right now, it's purely live. And you can see 101 people came directly to my site, 72 people came from Google, 2 people came from Yahoo, 1 came from Bing, and 1 came from Yahoo, correct? I can also figure out what content you're from. That means are you currently on homepage? Are you on my corporate training page? You're on my about us page, thank you page, contact page. So you can just click on multiple pages and you can keep on going to my internal pages and you can keep on checking. The moment you go to my which page you are in, I can basically figure that out. So this is completely secure, Devjani. This is only visible to me because I own the website. Nobody else can see this data currently, right? So that's the best part about it. So you need to figure out that you need to figure out that which marketing thing is working for you. Otherwise, okay, if you are going to just simply go to if you're not going to typically get people, then what is the point, right? So this is what actually it is, and you need to start doing this, my friends. When you make a website, you need to implement Google Analytics for yourself, because if you do not implement Google Analytics, you will not know whether your marketing efforts are working for you also, or they're not working for you currently. Are we clear with this, people? How many of you guys found this amazing? You found this absolutely wow. Type the word wow on the chat box. It's super amazing. You found this very new. All right. So remember, you should be using this when you make a site. Okay. So don't worry about it. It might sound, everything might sound, new to you. It's a bit confusing, but in day 2 and day 3, it will start unfolding. Everything will start unfolding for you. So don't worry about that. All right. Okay. Now the last step, okay, is to basically also use branding. Yes, Google Analytics can also be used for figuring out traffic on your blog as well. So now what is branding? Let's understand branding. So for example, which is this brand in front of you right now? Yes, Siley. Even the past visitors data will be also available to you. So don't worry about it. Everything will be available to you. Okay. It's Cafe Coffee Day. Correct. Now what's the specialty for Cafe Coffee Day? You see, the specialty for Cafe Coffee Day essentially is that a Cafe Coffee Day, okay, need not a Cafe Coffee Day currently is looks the same no matter wherever you go. You go to Bangalore, you go to Mumbai, you go to Delhi, everywhere else the Cafe Coffee Day is exactly the same. That's branding. Branding means having consistency. Now you need to decide that what exactly is your brand color. For example, what kind of personality you are. Let's take for example, if you think that you're a very funny personality, then your website also has to have that same personality as well. Or your content, the way you write, the way you say, the way you talk, needs to have same personality. For example, who is this guy in front of you right now? What's his name? Anybody know who is he? He's Robin Sharma, a very famous person, right? He's the one who wrote who Mongo sold his Ferrari, correct? Now look at his color scheme. What is his color scheme? Purple, black and white. Yeah. Now if you look at on his Nishani social media posts, what's his color scheme? Same color schemes, purple, black and white. Right? And when you look at his YouTube videos, same color schemes, black and white, black and white, black and white, black and white everywhere. This is what I mean by branding. So branding essentially means that you need to start branding yourself, right? It needs to be similar. For example, if you look at my website, is yellow and black in color. See, all my creatives, all my images are yellow and black in color. If you look at Nordstrom Academy's page, we got purple, black and white. Again, all our posts, purple and yellow and orange. We got all our posts in purple, yellow and orange, right? So you need to make yourself look synonymous wherever you go. Because if you don't do that, what is the point, right? And so that's what you call as branding. Branding means having consistency. So type on the chat box consistency. Because branding essentially means you need to be consistent. Right? And the last thing, the last step in the digital marketing journey is you need to start doing what we call as paid campaigns, so paid ads. So if you really want to get business, you want to get more people to come and attend your sessions, you want more people to come and attend your sessions and get value, and you want to do paid tutoring. That means you want to get people to pay you online and you will start teaching them. All right, you need to run paid campaigns. You need to do this, because without paid campaigns, nothing will help. For example, SEO is tough. So that's why you can start coming on top in Google searches by paying to Google, by paying some money to Google and start ranking up on top for a particular word. Let's take your whatever tuition classes, you're a science teacher, maths teacher, English teacher, whatever teacher you are, right? You can pay to Google and you can start coming up on top in Google searches. That's called paid marketing or paid campaigning. So in paid campaigning, what I've seen is people, when they start doing paid campaigns, they keep on talking about their product. But if you understand that people do not buy products, people only buy results. Do you agree that people buy results, people don't buy products? Yep. So let me give you an example of this. Let's take, this is Kavita Singh. She's a dietitian. She teaches people how to lose weight. And this is a ad campaign, okay, which is called lose weight in 1 month up to 6 kgs. Want to know how? Click here. Now, when you see this ad, would you buy her weight loss program? Well, it's not that great if you really ask me. Now, let's make this copy a bit better. Can you tell me when do you realize that you're gaining weight? When does a person realize that he or she is gaining weight? Give me some examples. When people don't start fitting back in your old clothes, correct? When everyone starts calling you fat, when you become a bit lethargic, when health issues start cropping in, correct? Now, rather than putting ad like this, which says lose weight in 1 month, what if we turn people's problem into a solution, right? What if we write something like this? Do you wish to fit back in your old clothes? Do you wish to be more healthy and fit? Do you wish to get people to notice you? If your answer is above is yes, then we've got a system for you which can help you to lose weight without giving up on your favorite food. Do you think this ad is better or the first ad was better? Second one or the first one? Second was more better, right? You need to focus on the solution, not on the problem. When you start giving results to people, people will automatically start buying from you. So when you start making content, do not give content which is just product. Buy my classes, buy this, buy that, buy my product. Don't do that. You have to start giving people a solution. The more solution you give, the better it is and the more people will buy. That's what you need to do on paid campaigns, my friends. I'll give you a simple example. There's one guy called Alec Brownstein. He wanted a job in his company, Creative Land Asia. So what he did, he essentially started calling up people and telling I want a job, but nobody hired him. So he ran the ad on the CEO's name, on the opposite company's CEO name. When the CEO Googled himself, he saw this ad saying that, hey, Googling yourself is a lot of fun. Hiring me is fun too. Correct? When they clicked on the ad, they found a CV. And after that, the person immediately hired him. And that's what I mean by giving a solution. The more solution you give, the better it is. And this, my friends, is digital marketing. Are we clear with what digital marketing is? It's not just one thing. Digital marketing is social media. It's a combination of multiple factors. Okay? Let us do a quick recap. What is the first step in digital marketing? What is the first thing you should be doing? First step is to make a website. Correct. Buy a domain, buy a hosting. Second step is to actually start doing SEO. Start becoming more visible. Start having better content. Start coming on top of Google searches, on page and off page. Third step, social media. So you start doing social media marketing. You start making content calendars. So Roshni will speak about that tomorrow. Fourth step was to do analytics. Correct? You need to start analyzing campaign. You see the back end of the campaign. See what is happening over there. And then was branding. Correct? You start branding yourself. You start having consistent color schemes, consistent creators. And the last thing was running paid campaigns. And this, my friends, is digital marketing. Right? So digital marketing is not just one thing. It's a combination of multiple factors which you can actually start doing. So now, first of all, did you enjoy today? Did you get learned something new? Yep. Great. So tomorrow we're going to show you some very good hacks How many people over here would want to make good creatives for yourself without having to be dependent on designer? Give me a quick eye on the chat box. How many of you guys over here would want to make some, would want to actually brand yourself personally? You want to put your own photographs on, social media, YouTube, everywhere, all right? And you want to start doing things very newly, right? So all these things we're going to cover with you tomorrow, my friends, in detail, all right? So now, what we're going to do is we're going to basically, take some question answers from all of you. So now it will be difficult for me to take question answers. Okay, it will be difficult for me to take question answers on the, chat. So which is why, yes, the videos will be available to you by tonight. We will try to share with you an ID password or probably give you a secured link from where you can actually watch this video. So don't worry about it. The mechanism of the videos will be communicated to you on the group, on the WhatsApp group, which you are a part of. And also via email. We're going to send you an email as well. The meeting link to join the next 3 days is going to be the same. There are no different meetings. The meeting links to join will be the same.